Welcome to DGP Week 7. Don't forget to spell out 7 and put your name and the core. Biggest thing for your date is the commas, the spelling. Those are the things I'm looking for and things people tend to miss. So here are your corrections. We, of course, start by capitalizing the first word. This is a statement. Depreciate other person's dinners. You ministers give such splendid ones. That's just a statement. So the first thing, most people notice if there's some kind of break here, and this happens to be a semicolon. It's a dot with a comma underneath. We're showing ownership here with persons, so it's an apostrophe, person, S apostrophe, dinner. And comma, this is your interjection. That'll come in later. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that takes care of the first slide. Here's your second slide, again with the date. Please don't forget to put your date on your paper. You can see all the corrections that we've made, and we have all these parts of speech. This means everything in here is going to be labeled. I usually start with verbs. They stick out to me. So this is a give is an action verb, and depreciate is the opposite of appreciate. So we have 2 action verbs. You also can see that we have ones here. We have splendid ones, and we have such ones. So we have 2 adjectives. And ones is an indefinite pronoun. If I say just bring me one, I'm not being specific. It is indefinite. Ministers is a noun. Dinners is a noun, and I think that takes care of both of your nouns. You, please just memorize that you is some sort of pronoun. So this is a pronoun. We talked about in the last slide, it is an interjection. Cool, dude, wow. Those are all interjections. Sorry. And then we have persons, dinners. This is a possessive noun showing ownership, and it's other persons, which makes this an adjective. So there you have your parts of speech. Notice everything is labeled. On the next slide, please learn how to spell Wednesday. That is probably the biggest misspelling. And now we have parts of the sentence, which means we will not label everything. We have 2 verbs. They are the same verbs here that they are here. Depreciate is a verb. It is transitive. We'll talk about that in a second. Give is a verb. It is also transitive. So we're taking care of both of our verbs. And we have an announcement. Hold on.
The cost is $3.
I'm not sure how much we can get through without the announcements coming on, but we'll try. So let's start with this second clause here. Who gives? You, is going to be the subject. You give. And ministers is your appositive. That's extra information. You, ministers, give. What do you give? You give ones. This is your direct object. It receives the action of the verb. Here we go. All right, we'll see if we can give this another try. So depreciate. Who depreciates? Notice here is your clue. There's an understood you as the subject. You depreciate. You depreciate what? I wonder how crazy this is going to come out is for you to listen to. You depreciate what? You depreciate dinners. That takes care of both of our direct objects and our appositive. I probably should have picked a different time to do this, but this takes care of all of our Wednesday, and our next slide is our diagram. So here's our diagram. Please don't forget the date. Make sure you are taking care of that, and I'm going to move this up and erase that little thing here. So here we have our diagram. This kind of stands out, and so this happens to be our interjection. And this always follows the same formula. This is your subject, this is your verb, this is your direct object. So in our last slide, we determined that it was the understood you as the subject. So we're going to put you here. Make sure you put it in parentheses. You, this is your verb. Notice you have it labeled from yesterday. See right there? Depreciate is your verb. You depreciate what? You depreciate dinners. So you've already taken care of all of this. What kind of dinners? These are persons dinners. And what kind of persons? Other persons. So there you have that. I have this memorized. We've done it a couple times today already. And so I don't need that, but there's your sentence. And then you have ministers here as your positive, because you is your subject. You ministers, give is your verb. You can see that right here on this slide. See, give right there. You give what? You give ones. This is your direct object. It is such ones and splendid. And there you have your splendid ones, and I have misspelled splendid. Please make sure you make that correction. So there is your diagram. I hope this is helpful. Please make sure your name is on it and get this turned in.